Hello everybody, and welcome to my channel. Reiki with Anna. For today's video, as I'm sure you saw from the title, we're going to be talking about perfectionism. It's a wily little beast. I am still in my Reiki room as opposed to out in the shed where I typically record because of the heat here. And so I know a few of you mentioned on my previous video that live in the same area. Who said, I confirm. It's been very hot. So I'm going to be inside. I've turned off the AC for this video just to see if this is better, more preferable. It's just experimenting while I'm indoors, and I've created a nicer, hopefully, little background, moved some plants around so that you have something a little nicer to look at in the background. Am I being a perfectionist? I do have a funny had a funny moment before I started recording. I was wearing another white top that is really pretty embroidery here. Got it in Indonesia. And right before I came to hit record, everything was set up. I remembered to take some B12, vitamin B12, and I have a little spray. And it's bright red. I think you know where this is going. And I sprayed it, and the bottle was almost empty, so it dribbled down my chin, and I thought, oh, that's kind of funny. I look like a vampire. So I blotted it up, and I came here all ready to go, and there was red all down my white shirt. And I thought of just hitting record and making that, that's part of this video, that's part of this whole session. But I love that shirt, and I wanted to rinse it so that it's not stained. So without further ado, I'm going to grab my selenite wand, and we'll begin by doing some clearing here. We're just going to clear anything that you might have come in with from your day. So starting here at the crown and then moving down. Let's take a few deep rejuvenating breaths together. Lovely. So we're just clearing anything that we might have brought in with us today, clearing anything that might still be clinging to our etheric field, to our energy body, to our mental plane. We're just clearing anything here. clear, 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 clearing and cleansing, 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 clear, 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 clearing and cleansing, clearing and cleansing, clearing and cleansing, clearing and cleansing. I like to clear and cleanse at the beginning of a Reiki session. Just kind of start with a clean slate. And any of this that is serving you is not being cleared. This is just clearing anything that you wish to clear. Clearing anything that's not in service of your highest, most empowered and aligned, your limitless self. So we're just clearing anything that you, with your free will, choose to clear here. I'm not clearing anything that you want to maintain, that you want to hold. You have agency over what is removed and what stays. And this is making the clearing and cleansing process available to you here and now as you are watching this. And if you choose to clear anything now, you can always pick it up at the end of this session. You have the reins here. I'm going to get the back here. Just clearing the back energy body, moving down, clearing, cleansing the back of you as well. That needs to be cleared too. Okay, great. All right, lovely. Now I'm going to light a little bit of incense, and I'm going to set our intention here, and then we'll clear a little bit more. Oh, little spider. Hi, spider. Hello. You're safe here. I usually cut things like that out of the edit, so I'm probably going to leave those things in for today. Not going to be a perfectionist about this. Practice what I preach and all of that. Okay. So today I have, one of you requested a few more ASMR sounds, so I'm trying to oblige. So the incense that I have today is a very refreshing lavender and lemon, I believe, incense. It smells really fresh, really like fresh laundry. It's really nice. And I wanted to use that incense just to kind of embrace a new way of thinking, a new way of feeling, a new way of moving through that kind of fear that convinces us that we need to be perfect. I'm just playing with the matches in here. I'm gonna stop there because the box isn't very pretty. There we go. I will, however, try to edit out anything that doesn't sound nice, since I still want this to be an ASMR style video. Okay. Oh, it smells even better when it's lit. It's so nice. It smells richer actually when it's lit. So maybe that'll be a grounding aspect of this fresh start, fresh perspective. Ground it a little bit. All right. So, on behalf of your wisest, most empowered and aligned self, in loving comfort, and perfect balance, I wish to conduct this distance Reiki session for releasing the need, the desire to be perfect, for diving in and opening up an investigation into why we seek perfection, so that we might more easily clear it. Okay. I'm now going to draw the sacred Reiki symbols about a foot from your heart center, and I will be muttering the words underneath my breath here. Chakra, chakra, chakra. Seiki, seiki, seiki. Okay. Now I'm going to use this smoke here to clear anything that's not in service of that intention that we've set. So weaving this through your etheric field, you and you and you, your etheric field, just allowing anything that's not in service of that intention to evaporate with this beautiful smoke. I think the process of spiritual cleansing and the process of healing our perfectionism are very linked. The commonality is release, releasing control, releasing that tight grip on result, expectation, and release. And I think release is something that you can practice, and something that will get easier the more you invite it in, like a muscle. The more you flex that muscle, the stronger it will become, and the easier these seemingly challenging tasks will be to move through and perform. Okay, great. I'm just moving down now, making sure to clear the entire etheric form back behind you as well. Ooh, lovely smoke ring. That's nice. Back behind you. Great. Okay. Lovely. Okay. I now have this little aura mist. I make all of the mists for these videos, and I put them in recycled bottles, so old bottles I have. So for this one, I used purified moon water charged in the new moon in Leo. Happy birthday, Leos. And I wanted this to have a real refreshing vibe to it. So this has tea tree, rosemary, and a little bit of eucalyptus, which I sometimes find can be a little overpowering. So just a little bit. But it has a very refreshing scent, and again, it's a cool mist because I placed it in the refrigerator before this session. So, some light sounds for you here. Do you use mists in your practice? If you have a spiritual practice, I would love to know what kind of little tools you use. It's so cool and refreshing. It smells refreshing. This is a very nice experience. I hope that you're feeling this. So I'm actually going to do the same for you and just kind of very lightly mist you right here at the heart center. We want to open this space up, create a lot of beautiful freedom and space in the heart center so that we can send beautiful, billowing, loving, compassionate energy there for ourselves to just gobble up. Okay, here we are, and one more time. Do myself again. To your left here, right here. Okay. Now to your left. Down at both feet. Left, right, and above the head. Okay. Okay. So I just want to do a little scan here. Just draw the power symbol on my palms and then move through and sort of see what's happening in the aura of the collective. Okay. So it feels like we have some imbalance in the heart and a little in the sacral as well. So I'm going to use my pendulum to ask a few questions and just see where we are. So I'm going to stand back, hold my pendulum at my heart center, and then place my receptive hands over your heart and your sacral, asking a series of questions to figure out what's going on here. Okay. What it looks like is that the heart is overactive and the sacral is underactive. So this could mean an overactive heart chakra could mean that you're giving a lot of yourself, prioritizing the needs of others over your own needs. Maybe a sense of codependency. Jealousy might come into the mix here. So we want to soothe this space. Let you know that it's safe to be yourself. You're amazing, and the world deserves to see you. Okay? And an underactive sacral can mean a few things. It can mean that you are feeling guarded emotionally. It can mean that you're feeling a bit numb. Could mean that you are disregarding your emotions or in denial of them. Could also mean that you are not giving over to your creativity, not bringing your creative self to the surface, not prioritizing your creativity, putting it on the back burner maybe. This could have to do with sexual energy as well, as the sacral is the seed of our sexual energy. So could mean a lower sense of sexuality or sensuality. Could have to do with reproduction, anything like that. So just keep in mind that there's space for all of these things. Space for you to feel and go through all of these shifts and changes. Human beings are flawed. We are not perfect. And you are a human, I think. Most of you, anyway. If you identify as something else, that's cool too. But you are not perfect, nor should you be. It's what makes the world interesting. It's what makes you special. Okay. So, with that in mind, let's start playing around with some stones. I want to run through your aura with some rose quartz, and some Kambaba jasper. I was gonna do my rhodonite, but I think Kambaba. So we're going to invite in this deep sense of love, sacred love that you deserve to just shower yourself in. And openness and ease of transformation as we move away from the need to be perfect, the desire to be perfect, as we release that and can come into a more grounded sense of your authentic, I know I don't like using that word, but your most truly resonant self, that self that exists beyond any identifiers, your soul, your spirit, your essence. So we are inviting in an ease of transformation and just pools of love, glimmering pink waterfalls of love cascading over you. Going to focus around the heart center here now. And moving down. You are so lucky that you get to be you. Cherish yourself as you would cherish a loved one. honor yourself as you would like to be honored by a loved one. Speak to yourself as you would speak to a child, with love, with care, with compassion. Listen to the longings of your heart with openness, kindness, nurturing energy. All right. I'm going to put our Kumbhava Jasper here, and then I'm going to place the rose quartz at your heart center to allow this energy to billow out, up, down, and all around, filling up your aura with thick, lovely, beautiful, pink, shimmering light and deep love. Okay, so placing this with all the respect in the world right at your heart center there. Okay, just inviting it to stabilize, center, and ground us from a place of love and non-judgment. I want to use these two stones now. They are very similar shape and size and feel and weight. And I wanted to use these to move through the etheric field now. This is a rhodonite, another stone that I like to use for sessions involving self-love. I thought this would be a great stone for a session on, I'm sorry I'm looking here, it's because I want to make sure it's in shot. So I'm talking about it, it's down here. But I thought this was a nice kind of symbol for perfectionism, or rather releasing the grip of perfectionism, because this is a very dark stone, much darker. Let me put this down. Much darker than the rose quartz, right? And this darkness, it's sort of tiger striped through haphazardly. And this vibrant pink color is piercing through the darkness. And what that sort of shows is that it takes both of these beautiful colors, this dark, very interesting kind of spider web of darkness, and then this vibrant pink color. Takes both of those together to make the other shine. You cannot have the light without the dark. Perfection doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, anywhere in the natural world. Perfection is not a real concept. Humans are fallible and flawed, and we can say that nature is perfection, God is perfection, consciousness is perfection, Source, the universe, is perfection. We could say that for sure. The sort of perfection I'm talking about is the perfection that's wrapped up in conceptual thinking, the perfection that's wrapped up in judgment of self and others, that fuels this comparison, that fuels a competitive nature. So I hope you understand what I mean when I'm talking about perfection and this particular type of perfection, which I think in a lot of ways is sort of, it's the imprisonment of perfection. That don't let the great be the enemy of the good. The sense that if I don't do it perfectly, what was the point? That's the perfection that we're talking about here, that I'm creating this session for. I hope that is clear to you. We want to ascend, yes, and be the best versions of ourselves, yes. But we cannot arrive there if we constantly compare ourselves to others, or we constantly act through this prism of fear, of judgment. That was a bit long-winded, but I wanted to clarify that. And then we have this piece of petrified wood. So whereas the other two stones I wanted to kind of move through for this kind of higher, more divine and connected to the celestial realm, I want to use these and move these through to kind of bring it home, bring it here, bring it to the earth realm here. Ground these feelings of self-love and worthiness, that you are worthy to follow your dreams, to do what you want to do, to live the life that you want to live, that you are worthy of that, not because you arrive free of flaws and free of, the potential judgment of others, but just by existing, you are worthy of that. So I want to ground that. Ground it here and now. Make it applicable to your life. The kinds of perfectionism that you struggle with. Perfectionism in your relationships, perhaps. That sense of, I didn't say that right. Why didn't I say that right? Oh, I should have said that differently. I should have said it like this. That could be one sense of, societal perfectionism, that social awkwardness or social anxiety and all of that, which is so much bigger, and it's a big one, but just kind of introducing this idea of seeing things through the lens of perfectionism. Is this me trying to be superhuman? Or is this something I genuinely want to work on and improve and move towards? But just inviting this in. I really want this whole session to just be about releasing and just inviting in love and kindness, self-care when it comes to perfectionism. You've requested this video so many times, and I really, really understand why. And I want to honor all that you're going through when it comes to this subject, because I think it can be imprisoning. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. I'm going to move down your legs now with all the respect in the world for your comfort and boundaries. I'm just going to move around and kind of shift these around your legs like this, around the leg, kind of like that. Weave it around. Hope that makes sense. So again, with all the respect in the world, I'm just moving down around your leg here. And now down your other leg here. And now I'm going to place these two stones at your feet. Okay. I think it's time for some mist, as you can see. It's getting hot in here, huh, without the AC on. So I'm going to mist myself, and then we're going to mist you right at the heart center, okay? Same with you here now. Nice, one more for good measure. Okay. I'm now going to begin the hands-on healing. I would like to place a few clear quartz points in your hands, one in your receptive hand pointing inwards and the other in your dominant hand pointing outward. I love having all my little plant buddies here. One of my favorite hobbies is taking plants that are dying or dead and nurturing them back to life, and a few of these, almost all of those, that's the case. Okay, so here are the 2 points, and one is going to be moving towards you and the other away. Okay, so I'm going to be placing these in the palm of your hand here. There we go. And now out here. I am going to take this little tiny selenite and just move through the mental plane. Before we begin, move through the heart, and through the sacral. Okay, great. And now I'm going to take another little clear quartz point, a chubbier one, and I'm going to be drawing the symbols in the palms of my hands before we begin here. Okay? Alright. Chokure, chokure, chokure. Seiki, seiki, seiki. Taikomeo, taikomeo, taikomeo. Chokure, chokure, chokure. Chokure, chokure, chokure. Seiki, seiki, seiki. Taikomeo, taikomeo, taikomeo. Chokure, chokure, chokure. Okay. And if you would like to do what we did last time and follow me as I move my hands and begin this hands-on healing, you're more than welcome to do that. So if you are choosing to do that now, you may rub your hands together. Create some vibration, some heat. And now we shall begin with the crown and move on down. Now the heart center, you can place your hands at your heart center, but just know that for in-person sessions, I like to hover my hands over the heart center. For this, I'm going to hover one hand in the front and one hand in the same place on the mid-back, allowing this energy to just bounce between my palms, creating a beautiful flow of healing energy at the heart center, balancing and centering us in this glimmering light of universal love. Now the solar plexus, 2 to 3 fingers above the belly button, placing my hands on that soft part between the ribs. And now the sacral. For the sacral, I'm going to be doing the same thing I did with the heart, placing one hand with all the respect in the world for your comfort and boundaries on your lower back, and the other hand 2 to 3 fingers beneath your belly button, allowing this healing energy to just bounce between my palms. Okay? Okay, now placing my hands on your hips, the outside of the hips, again with all the respect in the world. I think this is such a comforting practice, placing your hands on your hips. It's very powerful as well, a powerful pose, hands on hips. But placing your hands on your hips, in this way, not like this, but like so. Hands pointing down instead of up. And just sending this beautiful, protective, grounded energy to your base, your root chakra. So here. Lovely. Now, I'm going to move through with the clear quartz cluster here and just invite in some beautiful, powerful, activating energy. Combing through anything that feels blocked or stuck. With these little points in this cluster, we're just combing through, untangling any knots. Now moving down your left leg, now down your right, and back up. Okay. I'm going to use my pendulum one more time. I just did that because I wanted to spray myself, truth be told. And I'm just going to check and see if the heart feels balanced and the sacral feels balanced. It started swinging right away. Great. So it looks like we're balanced, we're aligned, we're perfectly imperfect. Shedding the skin of perceived perfection so that we can arrive in our own skin, open, honest, truthful, fully ourselves, and in love with ourselves. Okay. I wanted to do the rattle before we close. I want to create a really nice, buoyant, protective aura here. Very thick, full, vibrating, so that you have lots of protection, lots of padding as you move through all of these challenges. Okay? Here we go, starting at the crown and moving on down. A little extra love at the heart and the sacral there. I think this video could be paired very well with the previous video that was all about trust, and also a very early video, but I think it's one of the most popular videos on my channel, all about procrastination. I mentioned perfectionism in that video and the debilitating side of perfectionism. So you could pair those videos if this is something that you're really struggling with, if that was, you were one of the ones who requested this. I would say maybe watch the procrastination video, then this video, then the trust video. Maybe I'll put that in a little playlist. Okay. So now I'm just going to place my hands on your 7 primary chakras, and we'll close with our closing affirmations. You are divine. You are connected. You are expressive. You are loved. You are strong. You are creative, and you are emotionally available. You are safe. You are safe. Just fluffing up the aura one more time here. I mean, we haven't fluffed it yet, but the rattle really thickened it up, so we're just fluffing it before we say goodbye. Goodbye for now. Okay, great. Feels lovely, lustrous, and thick. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining me today or tonight, whenever you happen to be receiving this session. I'm sending you a big, huge hug. I'm incredibly grateful, incredibly honored that you're here. The fact that you want to spend some time with me, with each other here is just, it's really lovely, and it never ceases to amaze me. Your comments are beautiful, supportive, loving, kind. They make me inspired to continue, so I need you to know that. It's important to me that you know how much you mean to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are all beacons of light, of love. And I love each and every one of you. Okay. Until next time, be well.